Is it going to win?
Yes, it's going to
BMI.
We are the children of the Most High. We shall we overcome. Freedom is all we asking for. We are more than conquerors. God is watching over us. Our freedom's yet to stay.
Man, but I was to be killed also, and I just managed to escape. And a few of the officers escaped, but very many were killed.
Biafra will be going, and no matter what the people do, we'll be going on.
Mazipat, are you there? Good morning, everyone.
Oh, Mazi Solomon, good evening.
Sorry, you have a little network delay. Yeah,
but we are back. Thank you very much. Good evening, Mazi Solomon Peter. I want to welcome every viewer. I want you guys to help us share this program. We're going to make it as brief as possible. And Mazi Solomon, good evening and welcome to the program.
Yes, good morning at my end here, Sydney, Australia. It is 22 minutes past 8 a.m. My name is Solomon Peter. Thank you for joining us in this very program. And we will be discussing sensitive issues in these very programs and giving you analyzing issues, and also in the same way bringing up inspiration on your way this early morning on my side, and yet night on the side of Mazipat, and could also be afternoon in some other people's time zone. So you are welcome. Please follow us, share these very programs, welcome your friends, and welcomes people in your contact list. It's very, very important they join us in this very edition. Thank you so much, Mazipat, for making me part of this.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I want to recognize my friend and my brother, Ayo Ogundumi. Ayo Ogundimu is Oduduwa's son and the proud Oduduwa agitator. Thank you for being part of this program this evening. Thank you, Ayo. Mazi is also sending, Mazi Solomon Ayo is also sending his greetings to you.
Yeah, Ayo, it has been a long time. How are you? Thank you for joining us in this program. You are welcome.
Thank you very much. We have a lot of Biafrans, Stephanie Thomas, we have Stanley Austin, we have German Chine, we have Eka Iro, we have Antonia, we have Ikechi Naji, Innocent Omubi, Kewachi Debero Korie, Mazi Chukwude, Onyemere, and many others. We cannot mention Obi Bondes, Chibuzo Lazarus, Uchen Nana Uputa Mike, Brito, the B Mexican. I can't mention all the names because you are large in number. I want to say, keep dropping your comment. You might end up reading your comment. As much as I want to make this program as brief as possible, to be able to meet up other engagement for Mazi Solomon, who have taken a short time out of his time schedule to be here to discuss the issue of religion and the role religion should be playing in our struggle for Biafra restoration. Like Mazi Solomon told me that any religion that does not support your freedom is not worth it. Any religion that does not give you the ability to fight for your freedom is not worth it. Whether Christian, Islamic, or a traditional religion, it doesn't worth it. Mazi Solomon, go ahead, please.
Thank you so much. This morning, I'm going to start in the aspect of religion. Okay. And I'm going to make it brief. I don't want it to be a long conversations. It's going to be a brief conversation. So I just want to give you an inspiration. So not like bringing histories on your way, but to give you an inspiration this morning. Now, regarding people who are propaganda, who are raising propaganda and selling lies to people that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is playing religious politics. I want you to listen very, very attentively in this very inspiration that I'm to give you this very morning. In my own research in the entire world as it stands today, in my own research, I've come to conclusions and I've come to find out that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is the only man in the whole earth now that the only man in the whole earth whose religion, his own religion does not worth practicing if not for the freedom of his people. Let me come again. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is the only man that for now that feel that the only value his religion has is the freedom of his people. That if not for the freedom of his people, there is no religion that is worth practicing. There is no belief that is worth believing if not for the freedom of the people. And I've once told you here that the Bible, the reality of Bible, because so many people, you looked at the Bible and said it's not truth. The truth there is most of the interpretations that the people who translate Bible, most of the wrong use of words that they did in their interpretations of the Bible. But the true Bible, the only person that can make it real today is you. When you be able to place what is said in the real life that we are living now, then you will have better understanding. But if you read a book, if you read Bible as a book, then you might not get understanding. And I say to people who say that Bible is not real, if Bible is not real, that means that all the book you went to study in the university or anywhere, they are all fallacy. They are all wrong history, wrong theories. They are all wrong. If you claim or think that Bible is wrong, that means even the Bible, even the book that teach you A, B, C, D, even the words that you are speaking now, that you are being taught, that what makes you to believe that the rice you are eating, you are calling rice, what makes you believe that the real name of that very item is rice? If you don't believe that Bible is real, that means that person that taught you that this is rice, this is light, this is darkness, that person that taught you that this is orange is lying to you. If Bible is not real, that means that there is nothing that is real on earth. That means that anybody who told you to call me a male and they say that a woman is a female is lying. There is no reality in the whole theory. If you believe that Bible is not truth, that's what it is. That the name of your village is not real. If you also believe that Bible is not real, that means that knowledge that they taught you that the name of your village Bumuchuku is also lie. So I want to start. I don't want to prolong things. We will have time to discuss, but I want to send out my message in a very brief way. If you disagreed with Bible, that means you disagree with the name that they call you. The name they are calling you, you also disagreeing, because you also have to know that that name they are calling you have no basis and has no meaning if you disagree with the Bible. Everything you are being taught through book in the university is lie. If you believe that the Bible is not true, that simply means, that's what it means. So the only person who can make Bible to be real is when you take the things that are being said in the book and bring it, because this is how to solve a problem. You cannot, what you have not verified, how can you give the true history of it? So if you take what is written in the Bible and they bring it to the real life and it refuses to now match with the real life, then that is where you can conclude that what it says there does not exist. But there is something that I wanted to say briefly as to regard to religion. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is the only man on earth today that sees religion as a tool for freedom. That anything less than the freedom of human being, there is no religion that is what to practice. There is no religion that is what to practice on earth, if not for the freedom of human being. Where did I know? Where did I say it? Jesus said, my mission on earth is to set the captive free. To set the captive free. Those that has been subjugated under bondage, under suffering. Those that has been maltreated by the leaders, by the evil leaders. Those that has been subjected into suffering by the leaders, that by the leaders of their territories. Jesus said, I am here to set the captive free. The captive free. That is the real mission for religion. Now, and when God gave the children of Israel this religion of Judaism, he actually gave that religion to the people to maintain the status of freedom of human. Freedom of human. When you go to Leviticus and when you read the Leviticus, you will see that everything that is stated there is about what is converted in the present days as a human right. What was conveyed as a human right. That even people, because slave was recognized at that time, that even people who find themselves at the level of slavery also has a mandate of freedom. Has a mandate of freedom. Go to Leviticus and read all the law that is made there. One, the law is made to maintain the status of freedom of mankind, and also to empower the mankind spiritually for purity, for purity purpose, to remain clean inside, because out of the heart flows the abundant. Out of the heart flows whatever things that you can see the mouth display. Out of your heart will flow the fountains of living water. What is inside, manifestation of anything that you see outside today, is what people has conceived inside of them. So now religion was instituted as a means of making sure that the inside of man, before it comes outside, that you are inside remain clean, even remain clean, so that your inside retains good intention when you are about to marry, when you are living with people, when you are working with people, when you are working for people. Then religions was stated to make the inside of you to remain clean, because out of what you have inside is the manifestation, is the outcome of what you are seeing outside. If you are angry inside, and then you eventually use that anger to destroy things, that means that the what confessed was not the action that you took physically, but the action that was inside of you. So religions is a tool to checkmate, to balance, to give balance to the imaginations, to the center of imaginations of your heart, that can decide, that can determine when you are clean and when you are dirty. It's not the water you use to shower yourself. It's not the perfume you put in outside. The real you that bringing the manifestation outside, it is the person that you are inside. So these are the two things that religions are meant for, to make sure that we maintain the status of human's freedom, freedom of human being. Because when God created a man in the first place, he did not subject a man, he did not make a man a captive, he did not create a man to control man. He created a man for man to have independent freedom of thought, freedom of reasoning. That is why God gives man a capacity, and they asked him to take control of the earth, even as God is in control of the universe, is in control of both the spiritual realm and physical realm. God gave a man capacity to be in charge, to be independent, to be freedom, to have freedom in his reasoning, in his thoughts. And in order to continue checkmating the thought of man and keep man in a balance or purity, which is translated into righteousness, holiness, or whatever name you can call it, Now, that is what religion was doing, to make sure that there is balance in your reasoning, in your thinking, no matter the level of the anger you have. Then the religions has to bring shake in your thought and in your imagination. That is why the psalmist say, let the thought of my heart be acceptable before you, and let the word of my mouth be acceptable before you. So now, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is practicing Judaism. There is no hidden factor about it. And in his practice and accept of Judaism is the only thing that creates a value for him in that religion is the freedom of Biafra. The only thing that is valuable in that very religion is this. Now, when you bring yourself under some certain practice, now that is the way you wanted to shape yourself to maintain the state of freedom, and they also balance in your way of reasoning. When you accept faith, when you accept any faith, or when you accept any religion, now the work of that religion is to maintain the status of freedom for mankind, and secondly, to checkmate. You put yourself under it so that you can use it to checkmate your thoughts, checkmate your imagination. Make sure that there is a balance. Make sure there is a balance. And as long as you are using that religion to checkmate your thought, checkmate your imagination through the practice of that very religion, to maintain the freedom of mankind, or to seek for the freedom of mankind, which is, Jesus said, my mission is to set the captive free. To set the captive free. So for Nnamdi Kanu, Judaism acceptance is the only value that it has in his life is the freedom of Biafra. That no religion, for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, no religion is worth practicing if not for the freedom of people. If not for the freedom of people, politically, economically, and socially. If any religion is not for the freedom of people, it is not worth practicing. It is not worth accepting. It is not worth following. That is the acceptance of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu into Judaism. That Judaism means nothing if not for the freedom of people. So you will know why I am explaining this and actually trying to bring inspiration into your life, because so many people are trying to corner a word as to make Nnamdi Kanu look like a religious leader or a religious person. So you need to understand his type of religion and his type of acceptance of Judaism. Judaism, so many people accept Christianity because they wanted to run away from hellfire. And yet they have not thought about the freedom of people which they are holding in bondage with their practices. So many people accept Christianity because they thought that through Christianity they will inherit heaven, where they will exercise freedom. But they have never thought about the widows in their communities, the widows, the orphans in their communities, their freedom. They have never thought. They have never thought about the freedom of people in their communities, in their countries that are under bondage, that are being enslaved by some certain human. And when Jesus, one of the judgments of Jesus is that people on that day, he will say to some people, I am hungry, you refuse to give me food.
Mazi, there is a point you raise that is very, very important. Let's face the fact. Many people go into Islamic religion and Christian religion trying to serve God because they feel threatened with hellfire. Not because they actually have any other thing to. When people remember there is hell waiting for them after life, they tend to accept Jesus by force. Go ahead.
Okay, Mazi, because you made this very point, because I seem not to dive into so many things so that I will not lose my point. But for you to have made this very point about serving God, there is nothing like serving God. The only thing that exists is serving humanity. When you serve humanity, you serve God. All these things people are coming to tell you, we are serving God, we are serving God. You serving God simply means serving humanity, striving and making sacrifice for the freedom, for this status of human being, freedom for human being to maintain. The only people that are serving God are people who enforces the human rights, who enforce human rights. They are the people who are serving God. Freedom of man, freedom of the widows, freedom of the orphans, freedom of the oppressed people. That is what it means to serve God. Jesus said, if you do it, Jesus said, on that very day, I will say to them, I am hungry, you refuse to give me food. I am naked, you refuse to clothe me. I am sick, you refuse to visit me or help me. And the day we say to him, Lord, when are you sick and we could not come to see you? When were you naked and we refused? When are you hungry and we did not bring food to you? Now he will answer them, when you do it or when you refuse to do it to one of these people, then you have refused to do it to me. So that simply means he's talking to the governors who refuse to provide, president and governors that refuse to provide health care for the people. That when they are sick, they died, they suffered because you embezzle the money for health care. You are the reason why healthcare is not running in your country. You are going to face the judgment that Jesus Christ are going to speak to you. I am sick, but you refuse to visit me. Now, jobless people who are creating joblessness in their country called Nigeria, they are the people who are going to answer the question. I was hungry. You refuse to give me food. They are the people who will suffer it. People who expose their people into dying, insecurity, they are the people who are going to answer, I am naked, you refuse to clothe me. So now religions, the service of God is the service to humanity. When you want to please God, please make sure you serve human. Make sure you serve woman. Make sure you look for people. You look for people who are subjected under suffering, who are subjected by their fellow human being, by the evil government. Look and seek for their freedom. Give your life for their freedom. Give your life for their liberty, for their freedom. That is when you are making service to God. Anything outside that, you are not a man of God. You are not a woman of God. So in the religion, the way Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, after our finding, his own way, what he values as religion is the freedom of his people. The freedom of his people. That Judaism does not want it if it's not for the freedom of his people. The Omenana did not want it if he does not seek for the freedom of his people. That Christianity does not want it if he does not seek for the freedom of his people. Islam did not want it if he's not seeking for the freedom of his people, which is human rights. Number one. So if people start confusing you, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu wanted people to belong to his religion, to be Judaism. That is not his intention. His intention when he speak against some of the religions leaders and some of the evil practice of the churches is this. He does not want it. Your practice in the church as a Christian does not want it if he's not seeking for the freedom of people who were trapped, suffering in Nigeria. What is the name of what is the reason and why should you be practicing something that did not seek or guarantee the freedom of your people? Political freedom of your people, economic freedom of your people, and the social freedom of your people. And that is why people who embrace religion in Dubai were able to create a nation that guarantee the security of the life and properties of their people. And the people in Nigeria who embrace religion refuses to create a workable environment for their citizens. Instead, they create insecurity. Instead, they create raping of the Fulanis and the killing of the Fulanis. So you can see the difference. The only thing is that in Nigeria, people embraced religion for their selfish purposes. Now, tell one or two people in the church, why are they in the church? They are in the church because church has promised them that as long as they remain here, pastor is telling them they will be rich. They will be rich. They don't have any intention of what religions intended: to maintain the status of the freedom of mankind, and also to be a balanced check of your thought and imagination, so that you can remain pure in your heart to render service to human. That is why Jesus Christ demonstrated his power, the power of God, even into setting some people who were possessed with some certain demon, who had some certain spell cast on them. He demonstrated their freedom by casting out the demons and setting the man free. You need to be free. If you are in bondage under the captivity of bad government, which is bad politics, you are under the bondage of bad the economic blanket, you are under the bondage of social blanket, then that freedom that you needed is the reason why Christianity exists. That bondage you are in is the reason why Christianity exists. And anything outside setting you free in that kind of situation, then the religion does not worth practicing. And this is the reason why Jesus Christ was against the Jews when he came, the leaders of the Jews. Because he said to them, you are such, you will go travel far and make disciples, and when they come, then you will make them worse than they are before they join you. He said, you know how to take something that is more stronger, a yoke that is more stronger, and put in other people's neck, but you are not ready to lift it with one of your finger. Because the religions was made to set these people free, but he used the religion to keep them in bondage, so that they will be paying you tax. They will be paying you tax, which they turn into tithe and offering. That as long as you have a large member in your church, they will keep bringing their tax to you, which you call tithe, which you call offering. And the only intention for that practice is to become more richer, is to build more auditorium, is to be known, and is to be going with jet and acquiring earthly materials, without considering people who are in bondage, who are in political bondage, who are in economic bondage, who are in a social bondage. And that is the only reason God established the religion you are practicing, to make sure that people who are under captivities are set free. So that is the view of Mazen Nandekan as to regard to a religion. And when he sees you practicing any religion, and it wasn't in this very direction, that the reason why you practice religion, you become a Christianity, is not for setting the captive free, is not for the freedom of your people. He sees that what you are practicing, no matter the name you call, does not worth it. Does not worth it. That the essence of religion is to ensure that people are free. The essence of religion is to put you in a position to fight for the freedom of people. And that is why God, before he established religion with the children of Israel, he first of all set them free from Pharaoh. And he take them to the land of freedom, where their freedoms are being granted, where their freedoms are being granted. Religion, the essence of religion is for the freedoms of mankind. The only person who is practicing true religion is that person sacrificing for freedom of mankind, sacrificing for the freedom of mankind. That is the only person who is practicing true religion. It's not the person who answer pastor. It's not the person who answer any mighty name, bishop or whatever name, or even pope. is that man who seek through his religion to ensure the freedoms of mankind, to ensure the freedoms of humanity, to ensure the freedom of his people. That is the essence of religion. Anything outside it, you are just dancing to the tone of Satan. And that is why so many of you in the church has become more of the instrument of Satan than instrument of God. Because the reason why you took your own religion is for your selfish purpose. I want to make heaven. I want to make money. I want God to bless me. That is for the selfish purpose. It's not for the service of God. So why I'm saying this, I'm bringing this on your way, because I want you to save this video. We have a lot to write about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. His own way of religions, practicing religion, is not the same as your pastor, as your bishop, who has refuses to seek, who has refuses to sacrifice for the freedom of his people. So his own way of religions and the Mazi Nnamdi Kanu way of religions is not the same. The reading of the Bible of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and the reading of the Bible of your pastor, who did not seek to free people through his practice of religion, is not the same. Me reading Bible and knowing exactly the reason why religions was instituted in the first place is to seek for the freedom of mankind is not the same as you, who is a church rat, who runs to the church, who run around the pastor. We are different people. My religion, my way of accepting of religion, and your way of accepting religion is not the same. You that said you are Omenana, only for selfish purpose. You say you are practicing the religions of our forefathers, and you are not seeking, and that religion did not prepare you to seek for the freedom of your people, to speak for the freedom of your people, to sacrifice for the freedom of your people. That religion does not want practicing. And you are not the same with me, who accept Omelala and the religions of Omelala, and the why I remain pure in heart, and the why my thoughts and imaginations are being checkmate by what Chukwu Okike Abiama said, is to seek for the freedom of my people. Is to seek for my freedom of my people. So we are two different people, and you need to get it. When someone else speak, when someone else says, I am a Jew, I'm a Judaism, I am a Christian, I'm not Judaism, I'm not practicing Judaism, I'm not practicing Islam, but my Christianity is different with yours, because my reason for accepting Christianity is to seek for the freedom of other people, to seek for the freedom of other people, because when you do it for others, that is when you do it for God, and the service to humanity is service to God. So we are not the same. We are not the same. So that is what the message I want to send to humanity this morning. The message I want to send to humanity this morning. We are not the same. So that is number one. Now, having to explain this, I will go on and on in other ways, in backup of the scriptures, because I say you are the only one to make the Bible real. If you never attach your life or never weigh life in the light of the Bible, you can never know how real Bible is until you have that opportunity. Stop following your pastor. Stop, make your own research. Stop following the fake news, your pastor, the fake preaching they are preaching. Make your own research. Why should you accept embrace religion in the first place if it's not for the freedom of other people? If not to set the Osus free, if not to set the suffering widows free, if not to set the suffering orphans free, if not to set the suffering societies free, why are you a religious? Why are you carrying religion? Any thought that why you are in a religion to go to heaven is selfishness. Any thought that why you are practicing religion and going to church and become church rat is for you to be rich is fake. You need to understand, and you need to get the point. Why did Jesus Christ now? Oh my God, is like my video is.
Yeah,
it's like in the Facebook I'm wrong. Okay, it's fine now. So you must know why Jesus was against the the leaders of Judaism when he came, when he fought them, because the religion that was given to them is for religion of liberty, freedom. But they turn it as a religion to control others, to use
just
to
like
control others.
just like the Fulanis have turned the Muslim Islamic religion to subdue the Hausas in the north and everybody in Nigeria. Instituting Sharia law that will restrict women from exercising their right, instituting Sharia law that only punishes the poor but promotes the rich. I would like you to touch a bit on it so that we can go to Sahara Reporter's article of today.
Before I touch that one, I want to round up on this. No religion is what? Mark my word. No religion is worth practicing if it does not seek for the freedom of people, freedom of communities, freedom of people who were trapped anywhere they are trapped in the world. You can send your life as a sacrifice. That's why Jesus left a beautiful heaven. He came to the earth to seek for your freedom, to seek for the freedom of humankind. He would have remained in his heaven. He would have remained in a place where he has no problem, where he has nothing to contend. But he left the throne. He came down here to seek for your freedom, to seek for your economic freedom, to seek for your political freedom, and to seek for your social freedom. That is why Jesus was here. You will ask me, what is this seek of the social freedom? They brought a woman who was a prostitute. The law said that that woman will die. But Jesus Christ now speaks to them that the law was not actually the reason for the war. For the law is not to destroy sinners, but to give them opportunity into freedom when you find them trapped. And he said to them, any of you who has not done the same, let him be the first to cast a stone. And all of them disappear. And Jesus looked at the woman. Neither did myself condemn you. Neither did myself condemn you. Now the word, the commandment and the word has brought you into condemnation, but the reason why the law was made is also to secure your freedom in a time like this. And he said to the woman, go, I condemn you not, but sin no more. Enjoy your freedom in the liberty of the purity of the spirit, that you are once dead, but now you have an opportunity to live. That if your own practice cannot set free people free who are condemned to die, like as Fulani people has condemned a lot of people, has mapped them out for death, for them to achieve their quest. If your religion is not pushing for the freedom of those women who goes to the farm and they got killed, and who's actually can go to the farm, their men and women get killed and get raped. If your religion is not pushing to that direction, it does not worth practicing. That is not what Jesus established. That is not. Thank you. I want to move to something else now. We can have time to discuss on this. Now, I want to talk about now the body of the message of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. The body of the message of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is that message of the potter and the clay. Now, so many of you go to church, you sing the song, oh God, break me, mold me. They said break me, crush me, remold me. Now, the process of breaking and the molding is the history of the potter and the clay. That before you can be able to produce a pot, you will first of all crush the clay. Crush the clay, and you mix the texture of the clay. You will continue mixing the clay. You will continue mixing the texture of the clay. You will continue crushing it, because by mixing it, you are crushing it. You are crushing it until the texture of that very clay come to the point where it is good enough to mold a pot. To mold a pot. The body of his messages is not for letting down anyone or letting down any individual by the way he say things that people claim insulted. No, the body of his message is the message of crushing the pot, crushing the clay, so that it will be useful for molding a new pot that is more resourceful than what the clay are before it was being crushed to mold the pot. The messages of your pastors in the church is also the same method. They want to bring to you how useless your nature of sin is, so that you will have an opportunity to amend into righteousness. They tell you how wretched a sinner is. They tell you how wretched an attitude of a sinner is, how hopeless a sinner is, so that a sinner can have an opportunity to amend his or her way, can have an opportunity to enjoy the freedom of righteousness and holiness. A potter cannot make a clay until he cannot make a pot until he first of all crush that very pot. That is the body of the message of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. That any wrong imaginations that has been existed in you, that has made you not to work for the freedom of your people, need to be crushed. Any statement you are dropping, any attitude, any activities you are engaging on that does not guarantee the safety, that does not guarantee even the freedom of your people, then the freedom of your people needed to be crushed by his message. That is the body of his message. If you don't understand, save this video that I'm doing today. I'm sorry, pardon me, I'm sweating a bit. That's the way I feel my energy.
Bazi, go
now
ahead.
Listen.
Go ahead.
Listen and listen very, very well. Listen and listen very, very well. The body of the message of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is to make sure that as the Bible said, that every imagination and every thought that exhausted himself above the word of God must be bring down. The pastor will tell you how wretched the life of sinful life is, how wretched the life of living and wandering in sin and the casting spell on people worshiping idol. They will tell you how wretched you are as a practitioner of those things, as a partakers of those things, for you to have an opportunity for new life, which is freedom into righteousness of God. Because a sinner, a wicked man, is not free. That is why when you are a wicked man, you are not free. Because when you are working for the downfall of other people, you will live in the fear of your own downfall. You will live in the fear of your own downfall. And that is how nature made it. So his message is to crush, declare, mix, declare, crush, declare. That's why he has to go hard on you, a black man, though he is also black. He has no pity for himself. That is why he has to go hard on some people who are not equally different, people. Who are our people? He go hard on them because the potter must smash declare. He must smash declare in order to mold a new pot, to mold a pot with declare that is more resourceful than what declare was before it get into the hand of the potter. So all these people that are coming to speak grammar, they have no mysteries in their work and the actions. They have no mystery. And I'm breaking to you the mystery in Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the mystery in his mission, the mystery in his message, the mystery in his decisions. People don't get the mystery. And that is why people will keep telling you that Biafra struggle is more of spiritual, because there is so many spiritual mysteries that are buried in the activities that the Biafrans under the leadership of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu embark with, and the ordinary man, selfish people who did not know the reason why they are here can never comprehend it. And Jesus said to you, it was given to know the mysteries of the kingdom. Some people know. Remember, when Jesus Christ go to the mountain, he did not go with all disciples. He make choice of people who goes within there, because he knows there is people among them who might not comprehend the mystery of the transformation, the mysteries of the transformation. So now that is the body of the message of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Save this video, play this video anywhere, and quote me anywhere. Bring me even debate with anyone, and I will tell them how it works. Jesus going hard on the Jew is not because God hate them, but because God want them to be better. He went hard on them. Then going hard on them, make them to have a chloric head on Jesus Christ. And the Bible says he come to his own people. Some people receive him not, because the love whose father love, he chastised. So he come hard on them, not to destroy them, not to sabotage them, but to make them better, because that is the way clay is in the hands of the potter. That is how the clay is in the hands of the potter. You have to melt the pot. You have to smash you have to smash the clay. You have to mix the clay. You have to do some forceful job, some breaking, some tightening, some mixture, in order for you to get the texture of the clay that can mold the pot, that will be more resourceful, for the people. And that is the body of his message. I believe I'm clear on that. Thank you. I believe I'm clear on that. Now, this brings me to the last point. Thank you.
Yes.
Mazipat.
Can
you give me break? Can you give me a second break? I need to reduce the water running on my face.
Yes, yeah. So Mazi Solomon is sweating seriously. He's right now, it's summer in Australia. It's very, very hot in Australia. So when you see him sweat, he's sweating because of the weather there right now. And I believe that he has been able to portray the message very clearly, that the leader of IPOB, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, is not castigating your pastors or your men of God. The last time you chastised Bishop Coker, he chastised him because he wants Bishop Coker to see things from a better perspective. That you cannot be in a country that is killing people, maiming people, destroying lives, rendering people useless, and you still want that country to continue to exist. And on that same hand, even when he told Bishop Coker the level of respect he has for him, he told him, don't make me put a curse on you. And after that, he also proffered solution. So he didn't just call Bishop Coker to order, but he also proffered solution, telling Bishop Coker that any Christian in the North who need asylum, who needs safety, will be granted when Biafra finally comes. So he didn't just, because a lot of people will pick that angle where he was talking to Bishop Coker, trying to break him down to understand that he need to see a new perspective to what Biafra is fighting for. That he should stop promoting one Nigeria, because with the level of Bishop Coker, these are people who are supposed to be fighting for the freedom of the people, not fighting to keep everybody under the same bondage. So I want to see if I can bring Mazi Solomon back on board. Mazi Solomon, are you ready to continue from where you stopped?
Yes. So now I've explained to you the body of his message. Every messenger has a message, and every messenger has a method of his message, the body of his message. Search all the prophets that are written in the Bible. I've made all my research. They all have their body of their language. Some are the lamentators. Some are the judgmentals. Some are the prophecy type. They always make a prophecy, things that we need other people to explain. Every messenger has a message. If you are a messenger, you will have a message. And the body of your message must, to show that it comes direct from God, they must be very special. It must be things that are not good, that will not be good enough. Check all the prophets. It must be something that is not sweet in the hearing of some people who are leaders of communities, who are leaders of church, who are people who think they are in a position of leadership. Most of the prophets, their languages in delivering their messages is always not sweet. It's always not sweet to their hearing. Always not sweet. But that is the way God always designed his message to be preached. his message to go through. The message of Chukwu Kabiame will always be in the nature of the clay and the potter. You have to smash the clay. You have to smash the clay. You have to smash the clay before you can be able to make a pot. To make a pot which will be more resourceful, which the English people call reformation. Before you can get that reformation, you must first of all smash the clay. That is how the message of Joshua, that is how the message of Elohim, that is the message of Chukwu Kabiama, that is how it has always been preached. Check all the high priests who have presided over your villages. Sometimes they don't speak good of the Igwes or good of the leaders. Sometimes they go hard on them. That is the way.
The authentic ones, so the original ones.
The original ones, not the Yahoo high priest. The original high priest inherited from the tradition of our forefathers. Most of their word sometimes is not a sweet word to the hearings of the leaders. That is the way the Chukwu Kabiama words are always being dispatched. It will always be the clay in the hand of the potter. He wants a better of you. He wants you to change from some of the things that does not guarantee the freedom of your people. Now, that I just want to make that very short because I don't have time left.
Without cutting you short, even in the Bible, anytime God sends a prophet to a city, he doesn't go there to paint words. They always come hard. Go ahead.
Thank you. And it left for God for the instrument. Now, remember, before God chooses a man or a woman, he doesn't choose you based on your perfection. That is why you must know when the Bible says it's not by power, it's not by might, but by the Spirit of God, by the choice of God, that God can look at a man who is a stammerer like Moses and he choose him. Look at that inefficiency in him. Look at that level of shortage in him. But yet, God make his choice, and that is final. The choice of God is not based on the perfection of people. Because you are perfect, that's why God chose you. No. God chose you for mysteries about you that is best known to him. God chose you because from the origin, he prepared you for that very mission. You will embark on that very mission. You make your own mistake, but that does not remove you from the choice of God. It's a mystery. He does not remove you from the choice of God. Your mistake, God can take your mistake and convert it into success. That is the confidence that God's choice has. That when God chooses a man or a woman and you went and make mistake, that mistake he can convert it into your success or into success. That is very important. That means if you are the choosing one, he will chastise you in his own way. He will deal with you personal. He doesn't deal with you like a stranger. He deals with you as a choosing one. So now, what I want to point out for you here is this. The message of God or the message of God in religions supposed to be preached as clay in the hand of potter. You must melt the people, melt them, change the texture, and then mold a more resourceful pot. That is the only way you can get that reformation. If you did not crush the old thing like people, if you did not crush the clay, stretch the clay, you cannot get a pot, a standard pot. You cannot get it. Try the experiment on your own. You discover what I'm saying is real. Now I want to finish on that. That is the body of his message. When Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said his message, It was not on the intention to bring anybody down, but his intention to get the best of you to function for the freedom and liberty of your people. That is the only purpose. And when you are able to change into that which was desired by God for you, you cannot see anything again that are being said. That is why so many of us who are in this movement, when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu go hard on the black, we are no more seeing it as an insult to black. We are seeing it as a reformation of a black man, as a reformation that the black man required.
Well,
So we are seeing it as a
I call it the Great Awakening.
Or awakening for the black man.
Yes.
Okay, let us move from there. I want to say something again that is very important. And why I'm saying it is just to give you a better understanding. So you will begin to reason with your mind and begin to do your own research. That is why I am saying what I am saying today. So what again that I wanted to say is that I say that religion is a kind of balance that we are given to check, to balance the way we reason, because we have the freedom from God to reason the way we want to reason, think the way we want to think, and to do things. So what God really do in his law is to give us a knowledge that can help to checkmate and balance our imaginations and our thought. God did not give the law so that he will begin to control you like some of the pastors are preaching. No. Now, anything evil is the weakness of man. Good is the strength. Anything that is being created by God, there is strength and there is weakness. When a man is engaged on evil, you are engaged in your weakness. You are engaged to what makes you weak. Because it is through sin that Satan conquered the world. It is through sin, it is through evil doing that Satan conquered the entire earth, conquered man. So it is through righteousness that man are made strong. It is through the right word of God that men are made strong. So now, why God gives you the law is for you to be able to see my weakness. He take out your weakness in your front, and he take out your strength in your front. He makes you to see your strength, and he makes you to see your weakness. Then if you engage in your weakness, you will be conquered by external forces that does not meant well for you, like Fulanis. Satan is like Fulanis. They do not meant well for the indigenous people in Nigeria. So therefore, if you see your weakness and your day-by-day life is based on your weakness, you are going down. You are going down for your enemies. You are giving an opportunity of conquest to your enemies. That is just the practical way of explaining it. You are giving opportunity of conquest by people in the first in their first intent did not want you to succeed, did not want you to be called a nation, did not want you to unite as a people, did not want you to have one singular unity unity in politics. That made that people who does not want you to have one single political front.
You can say you can unity of purpose as well.
Now that is just the fact. So God bring out the law that was chose to you is not the law to please God, but it is the law to make the maximum use of your strength as a human. And that is why when you come, you say the white doesn't go to church, but they are more resourceful. Why? Is because the law that was given, it is not the law as to please God, but the law for you to be what God says created you to be, in order not for you to fall the victim to the Satan whose intention is to see that their purpose on earth is not fulfilled. So when you leave the law, when you leave the law of your strength and they begin to practice the law of your weakness, you will be overrun. Fulanis will overrun you. Fulanis will overrun you. So therefore, the law of God is the law that is given to man to be able to know his strength and his weakness. His strength and his weakness. That is why everything you practice, the Bible said that righteousness of a man is a filthy rag before God. What righteousness can you practice to impress him who is righteous? There is none. But the law of God, the law of the Spirit, the law of the grace is the liberty that is given to man to be able to see his strength and see his weakness, so that he will know what is the principle of his strength and what is the principle of his weakness. That is another point that I am making to you. Go and do your own research. Go and do your own research, and forget about pastors who are deceiving you. Forget about anybody who is deceiving you. Make your own research. Make your own research. So in all these things that I mentioned, that is what the message of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu carry. Now, having said this thing to you, now every utterances, which is the word of our mouth, we have the word of our mouth and we have the meditations of our heart. And the prayer of the psalmist is that let the meditations and the word of his mouth be acceptable. Do you know why he said it? Because there is certain provocation in his mind that determined that the people who get him into that situation deserve death. Deserve death. And their words also make such utterances. But still, in those imaginations and in those utterances, the thought and the imaginations of a man who has accepted religion has also to be balanced. Has also to be balanced by the word of God. I can make an utterances. I can make an imagination. Even you are looking at my face and you are imagining something against me. You are looking at my face and I had somebody who said, who is writing here, I don't know who is sending the message to. He said, when did you visit your kindred last? He might be talking to me, might be talking to anybody, but that is his utterances. But in these utterances of a man who sometimes can be bitter, who sometimes can look terrible, in this imagination of the heart of a man who sometimes determine judgment against other people, determine because of the way they are being provoked, still these utterances of a man and this imagination of a man also come under the balance of the word of God. It must be balanced by the word of God. If I have make a imagination about person, that's why Jesus said it's not only by lying with a woman that you commit fornication, by lusting for them in your spirit, you have also committed fornication. For you to let you know, to let you understand that the act and the imaginations, they all corresponded under one consequences, under a singular consequences. Whether you imagine, whether you say, whether you act, they all have to be checkmate by the word of Yahweh, by the word of Elohim, by the word of Chukwu Okike Abiama. All your thought and imagination must come under the balance. Anything like the way when you bring stuff home, when you go and fish, then after fishing, you will remove those articles that are not relevant for you, for the reason for your job or for the reason for what you come to do. You will throw them away and then make use of only one that is resourceful. So what it means that whatever utterances, because you need to be in the position of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu once in your life to know how he feels when people that he loves are being killed. You need to be in the shoe of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to know how by the actions of people, or some people, by the ways of their writing and all that, and by the support they are giving to the killers. It is for you to be in the shoe of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to know how a human can feel when IPOB members are being killed. It's left for you to know how a person can feel when the people he desire their freedoms are being killed, when he see them being punished, when he see them going under stress. It's left for you to be in the position of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to know how people like that feel. And the Bible says that we did not have such a high place who did not know our pain, for he once goes through the pain that we are going through. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu through this struggle has gone through pains, and he know what is pain. When you cry, he goes straight to his heart. He has no defensive mechanism, because he has been through it. He knows the pain of losing the loved ones. He knows the pain of the sufferings. He knows what you are suffering right now in the prison. He knows what you are going through in the hands of the police and the armies of Nigeria. He knows the tortures you are going. He knows the pain. He knows how you can be pain. And some of you are in pain. Some of you are sick, still going through that pain. So Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has no flesh to protect his heart against the pain that you are feeling right now, because he has been through that very pain. So when he sees you goes through that pain, he goes direct into his heart without anything defending it. Without any defense, he goes through to his heart. He feels the heat. He feels the pressure, just as like you are feeling it. Because that is what happened to any woman if you happen to be in the same situation. That is why any mother that has been through theater to give birth to a child, when a woman shouts or a woman is screaming in the theater, that woman, that pain goes straight into the heart of that mother, because that mother has been into that situation. He knows exactly the pain and the process that you are going through. That can provoke utterances, that can provoke imagination. But after the utterances and after the imaginations, still the reason why somebody submits himself under religion is to make sure that the word of his mouth and the meditation of his heart is being accepted by Elohim. I feel like crying because I know all that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is going through. I have been through it in my life. I have been through it in my own life. People cannot understand your pain. People cannot understand why you are crying. People cannot understand why you are feeling this pain. Why is this thing touching you so much in your heart? Why is it coming directly into your heart? I feel like crying because I have talked to myself. I'll talk to myself. I tell you, I have talked to myself. I have talked to myself because so many people will not understand your pain. They will not understand. Why is it too much on you? Why is it too much on you? Why is it too much on you? People can't understand because you have been through it. I'm passing on the road. I see a young man sitting on the road, lying on the road. Others see him and they pass. When I see him, I stood, because it's not because he's lying on the street, but because I'm remembering my own story, because I'm remembering that I've been through it, because I'm remembering when I was on the street and people will pass me without them knowing how I'm feeling, without them knowing my pain. It takes anybody who knows my pain to stood at that very moment. It takes anybody who knows my pain to be able to ask me, how far are you feeling? How far are you feeling? That is the extent it can go. People who doesn't know your pain, they will not know how you feel in that very pain. It takes somebody who has been through that very pain, and that is why it is easy for them to gossip about you. That is easy for them to talk against you. That it is easy for them to talk against your lifestyle, because they have never been through your pain. They have never been through your pain. If you have married for 20 years, you have no issue. When you see a woman 5 years and they've been accused for not having a baby in her marriage, you cannot pass like others. The pain will get into your heart because you have passed through the same thing and you know what it is. You know what that pain is. So when you see that very pain, then you will be able, it goes through to your heart, because that is what you have been through. People cannot know the pain of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu because they have not been through. They have not been through. They have not loved you enough as he has loved you. They have not think about you enough that he has think about you. Until they think about you enough as Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has thought about you. Until they begin to love you enough as Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have loved you.
They can never know your pain. They can never know what you are going through. They can never know what you are suffering in the farm, that Fulanis are raping and killing. They can never know the pain you go through by being just a peaceful, coming for a peaceful protest, and you are being harassed and being killed, taking away your right to exist, taking away your right to be a father, a right to be a mother, a right to live. Until you have been in that very situation, you can never feel the pain of people who has been in that very situation. And that is why I'm coming to pour my heart before you. I don't know where you are going to play this my video, but why tears are running down my heart is because I have talked to myself, because I have talked to myself, and I know how much I feel pain about others just because I have been through the same thing that they are going through. And that is it. And that is the only point anybody, you can assess anybody to come before. They will have the morality to accuse Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, to talk against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Oh my God. I'm very sorry for my tears, but just because I have thought, I don't know who is crying with me. I don't know who I have talked to. I don't know who I'm talking to. I don't know who my word has also getting to. I don't know who has been in that situation. Like when they talk about Mediterranean High Sea today, the risk that our people are taking to cross, if you have never been through it, when we talk about it, you will not feel the pain because you will still have defensive mechanism, things that are covering your heart because you have not such experience, so it cannot get into your heart. But if you have been through it, it will get into your heart when you hear that somebody drowned in the Mediterranean Sea, where they are trying to find a better life, a greener pasture for themselves. And why they cannot do anything as your governor is because they have never been through that experience. They have never. That's why they stay, they continue to embezzle the money that was meant for your freedom, the money that was made for your freedom, which was the real intent of God for introducing religion. And so many pastors are sitting down in the money that is made for your freedom, because they have failed to understand the intent of God for introducing religion in the first place.
Yeah, Master Solomon, thank you very much. We understand the emotions of our brother Master Solomon, just like myself too. I feel emotional, and it is very, very important that we allow Master Solomon to express his feelings. I see a lot of people telling me to give him a break and give him a break. Yeah, it's good to give him a break, but it's also very important that we allow him pour his heart and express his feelings, because it's not easy. It takes a lot for you to understand the position. We see people every day trying to come out with a sort of narrative that the only way they can be successful or be relevant is to destroy what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have built, what IPOB have built over the years. That in fact, everything they are praying for is for them to destroy what IPOB is doing, the effort that IPOB have put in the freedom of our people. That the moment they're able to destroy the effort of IPOB, now they can shine. They say they want to form alliance, they want to do this, they want to, that every alliance they are forming is to see the fall of IPOB. And that will take us to the next article on Sahara Reporters, if Mazi Solomon have the time to. Mazi, I don't know if you have the time to remain with us, because I know your time is a bit limited.
Sorry, time is actually running against me, but we can just brush it and then we go through and we continue this program the next time. Why I'm trying to express myself, because you need to know why the tears that was coming from the body of Jesus Christ that day that he went to pray, and they said that even the sweat that is coming out of his body is as thick as blood. You need to know, because he's feeling your position. It's not his position. He is the Son of God. He has all the liberty he required. But your position was his pain. Your pain was his pain. His agony, your agony was his agony at that very point. Mazipat, you can go ahead. I'm a bit
Thank you
relaxed.
very much, Moses Solomon. Thank you very much. I want to take a look at the article of Sahara Reporters dated today, 9th of March, 2021. And the article reads Decline of IPOB Organization and the Rising of Biafra Nation by I.J. Onuibo. It said they have already succeeded in uniting many of the existing pro-freedom groups and continue to work to further synergy in the quest for freedom among stakeholders. Maz, are you there?
Yes, those things,
Okay.
those articles, because I know IJ on Igbo, so he once in a time he will come and make some ridiculous statement, and she will run inside. You will wait for whatever she said to happen in the next 2 years. Nothing. After some time, she will come out again to say one thing, and she run outside. So whatever things that is her intentions, or whatever things we are doing, we just want to say to her that every good development that advances the restoration of Biafra is welcome. But the word of people like IJ Onigbo cannot be taken for serious, because he cannot be taken for serious. I tell you, these people, they don't have the resources. They don't have the determination. They don't have the talent to achieve. You know that as you know, it's very good to come and make some certain statements, but to implement it is very, very hard. Just before I burst into, I got the emotional burst out. There is something, the point I wanted to make before then. The point remains, no matter the utterances of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the only thing that are going out of his utterances, he says, Stone Nyanwodo. He's saying, if I catch this person, I will kill. But after, if I see Wike, I will cut off his head. If I see this and that, the only one that are being implemented, because I see the interview you sent me about Asere Dokubo. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, he said he will kill me. He has sent people to kill me. Then he didn't tell people, how is he escaping the killing? How is he escaping the killing? If someone all these days working hard to kill him, then how is he escaping? How is he managing to escape the killing? So most of the things that utterances that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said, within the space of time that things are being said, things that are being implemented, the things that are being implemented wasn't the killing you hear, stone you hear, because after saying those things, every thought and imagination must come. That's why he submits himself. He submits himself because that is the only religion that has the power to checkmate the thought of his heart and the word of his mouth. So after that, things that have been said, tell me how many of them has been implemented. The only thing that has been implemented are the things that will bring you into freedom. That's all. After all says and done, the only one implemented is to the one that will secure your property and the one that will secure your life. That is the one that are being implemented. And that is the things that I want people to understand. I may be touched and I will say things, but after why I submit myself to religion is to checkmate the words of my mouth and also the thought of my heart. They have to come under balance. It doesn't matter if I've said it or if I've managed it. Religion is meant to shape them, to shape me into a proper size. That is what religion is made. That is what religion is made. So IJ Onigbo, his word has no basis. There is millions of people like her. they come to drop a statement. You know, the use of English word is easy in the mouth of the liars. In the mouth of the liars, they come to say things, and the reason why they are saying it is to delay the real people, is to delay the process of the coming, or the process, or the activities of the real people who has what it takes to actualize everything that they are saying. So they wanted to divert attention. They wanted to tell you that they released the press, but they don't have the resources. They don't have the talent. How are they going to do it? Wait them again in the next 2 years. Go back to that statement. Have they been able to implement anything? Nothing. Nothing is being implemented. But if they also claim that they have the resources, and they plan and they implement things that is good enough for the Biafra, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will welcome it. They will also receive our praises. IPOP don't need to go down for Ushemofo to shine. IPOP don't need to go down for Asari Dokubo to shine. That is my stand. IPOP don't need to go down for IJ Onigbo to shine. IPOP don't need to go down for anybody who wanted to shine in this struggle to shine. If you wanted to shine, and if you wanted to stand out for the struggle, make the necessary sacrifice, and they stop complaining, and they stop complaining and looking who you wanted to discuss in this struggle. That is just the truth. If your duty, because to some people who are in our level, is our duty is to discuss to you, because you want to sell yourself to us, so we will analyze you. If I am in your position wanting to do something different, I will not have time to discuss anybody. I will just focus on my cause and bring it to reality, to a point where people cannot deny the success that I have made. I will not have time to be writing that time that IJ Onigbo has to write against IPOP. Why can't her take that time to write about her own dream straight and leave IPOP? Do you know how much resources it will take IJ Onigbo to bring down IPOP? Why can't she take that very resources to focus on her own, on the things that she want to do? Because the resources that she needs for the things she want to do is not enough, and she's accumulating a different result to bring IPOP down. Do you know the resources that it will take you to bring IPOP down? It is heavy. Can you afford it? Can you afford what it will take to bring IPOP down?
Even Nigeria as a country cannot afford it.
Even Nigeria was not able to afford it. And you you wanted to talk about things you know you don't have the ability. You don't have the ability. So let's talk less of such people. They have no value to humanity as a stand now. As long as they continue to discuss Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and discuss IPOP, they have no value to humanity. Bet me, they have no value to humanity. They are like the salt that has lost his taste. They are no value anywhere for community, for any country, or for any kind of race in the world. They have no value at all. Tell me, I am a spiritual man. I weigh people spiritually also. I analyze them spiritually. So I want them to understand that as a stand now, as long as they keep talking, discussing Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, IPOP, tell them that Solomon Peter said they have no resources to even dare IPOP, talk less of bringing IPOP down. Who is IJ? Who is IJ Onigbo to say that IPOP will be in the things of past? You should ask Nigeria. They tried. Did they make it up? They didn't make it. That is just the truth. That thing that they are talking, IPOP is 1 million times ahead of them. Our people are being consulted. The only people that you are seeing them, they are floating themselves here and there, are the people who are using their communities as business. They also seen the trend. They know what is happening. They know what IPOP stand for. Who told you that they are not consulted? Who told you they are not part of it? But it's just because they are using their community to receive some illegal money here and there from Fulani, from governors, you know, like as some people wanted to turn the struggle of Biafra. They want you to slow things down. Don't go to extreme. We will keep using this struggle, collecting dues from people, and we keep getting paid every month. We keep getting money to sustain ourselves. So take it low. Don't go to extreme. Don't push it. This is what they keep telling Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Don't do it that way. That way you receive it from God. That way you don't do it. Just slow down. Slow down.
What you are saying is right. What you are saying is right, because we've seen even somebody like Tony Nnadi coming out to say that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is taking the whole thing too fast. That they have been in this issue of negotiating for Nigeria for the past 20 years. So they want to make it a life career, the freedom of their people.
So that is exactly what we are talking about here. That's exactly what we are talking.
Did you understand what I said?
Yes. Yes, I do.
said that they want to make it a life career. They want to make the freedom of
a life career. Exactly. Yes. You are right. That is what. That is why they quickly called Wazirike, because Wazirike has made the struggle a life career. He has used it to achieve building a hotel, building university, as he keep on receiving his return from Arewa people that with you, we know. Because right now, do you know why? Next time we will talk about Femi Kaide or so ever. So next time we talk about Femi Kaide. So next time we will talk about him and his alliance with the governor of Kogi State. And we tell you what it's all about. Because Femi Kaide is the face they wanted to use against agitators. The face they tend to use against the agitators. So that what you are agitating for, now they will not attend to it. They will not give it to you. They will not give it to you. Rather, they will change it into a promise that can never be delivered. Last time we talked about it. So these people who want to make the struggle of Biafra a life career, which Wazirike are into. Now you keep building hotel, keep receiving money, because when you talked about Biafra, in order to keep the struggle low, they will keep funding you.
Because even the more the struggle lasts, the better for them.
Yeah, the better for them, the better money they get, the better riches.
The position of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu threatens their position, because they feel that the way he's going, he might end up bringing this Biafra, and they know that in Biafra, their business can no longer continue. So for
that is exactly the point.
So for them, he's trying to destroy everything they stand for, every gain and profit they are making in the life of our people. And that's why they have issues. They said, no, why are you? Because when you look at the way Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is handling the agitation, he's taking the steps the way it is supposed to be. There is no agitation that is violent-free, because even your oppressors are violent towards you. So how can you?
That is just truth, Mazipa.
Yes. So how do you defend yourself against this violence? By peaceful talk. When you go out, you are being shot. When you try to be peaceful, you are being shot. So how do you defend a brutal force without any force at all? So I think we have to start rounding it up, because I know your time is limited.
And the point is also, how do you continue the agitation? How are you going to continue the agitation against the brutal force? How? If
nobody
have tried,
the truth is that these people, the only people agitating are IPOB. This other group are just,
they are claiming they are agitating. They are also claiming.
They are not. What is the definition of agitation? Because
okay, I think we have to continue next time. I'm sorry, yes. We have to stop here because of my time. Thank you so much, Biafrans. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Please forgive me in my emotional outburst. I wanted you to connect to my spirit. And once I touch myself, I always go to that very extent. So next time,
we appreciate you. We
will explain to you.
We even myself too, my tears dropped my eye because I was able to connect to you, and I believe that the majority of our viewers also felt your heart.
Okay. So also next time we are going to let you know how far you can go, when you dearly love something. How far you can go if you dearly love people. Okay, we will explain to you so that you will know that most of the utterances of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is also a message to you that how far he's ready to go for your sake. Thank you. Until I come your way again, my name remains Solomon Peter. Thank you, Mazi Pat. See you whether in the evening or in the morning. Anytime you call on me, I promise to be here. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you, Mazi Solomon. Thank you very much. Fellow Biafrans, I want to say thank you very much. We see our brother Solomon Peter in national outburst, and we were all able to connect with him. And I believe that you all had a wonderful time with us this evening. We hope to be back any moment from now. I want you to stay tuned, remain with us. We hope that you help us share this program, tag your friends, and make it go round, because this program might bless someone. It might bless somebody. And I love you, Biafrans. I love those who commented. I was supposed to open the line for people to call in, but I think we have to do it in the next program. And I want to say, remain blessed. May God continue to see us through as we walk towards Biafra restoration. Have a wonderful night and evening, night, wherever you might be. Thank you very much. My name remains Mazi Ikem Patrick DK. May God bless you all.
Anu mekele Nnamdi Kanu odogwu chite ike osisi Chukwu nyelu ndị Igbo. Asị m gị gaba n'iru n'onwere ife ba ga-eme ọchọ nke adị enwe ilo ma chacha. Ọchọ nke adị enwe ilo okwu nna m gwara m gbuo, ọ sị na ọchọ nke adị enwe ilo. Ịma na nwata chọba nke ya akpọbụ ya ajọ mmadụ, mana nke nwa ka nwa na-achọ. Chukwu okike bụ ị na-asụ, Chukwu okike so ga-eje na onwere ife ndị ya ga-eme. Ebe fa na-egbutere gị na Operation Fighter Dancing na onwere ife ọzọ fa ga-eme, maka na ọchọ nke adị enwe ilo. Ụmụ Igbo ka anyị chọọ n'oge anyị. Ọ sị na ya marọ, emesi aka na ị ga-amarịli, emesi aka na ị ga-aghọta. Ndị ọcha achasị bute, ọcha ha achasị bute, nke ji ụlọ na Igbo erika. Ndị ji ni maka ibi ego welepụsi ụmụnne ba, unu godu ma na-agwa. Ụmụ Igbo ka anyị chọọ n'ụka anyị. Kwa ka anyị chọọ n'ụka anyị o, ụmụ Igbo ka anyị chọọ n'ụka anyị o. Ka anyị chọba n'ụka anyị o, ụmụ Igbo ka anyị chọba n'ụka anyị. Onye jizi